Hello. So, I'm just on a walk at my local cemetery, which is somewhere I've been coming a lot during the past year. The German word for cemetery is Friedhof, which means courtyard of peace. And it's really been, a courtyard of peace, or a garden of peace for me over this past year, and even before that when I was living in London. I recollect finding myself very often in a kind of wild, forested local cemetery in East London. So I just wanted to drop in a little bit to that, why it is I come here, what I think these places have to offer. It's really important to slow down, really important to drop in to what's really going on. And that's somehow connected with temporality and pace. And our environment has its own aesthetic, temporality and pace. The city, the streets, the roads, the apartment buildings, they all make it a little more challenging to sink in. And I think when we surround ourselves with these ancestors, these trees that are so old, and these ecosystems that have a kind of intelligence that's been going on for millions of years, and we can connect with something that moves a little differently. I know that trees and their patterning have certainly informed a lot of my ideas, a lot of my understandings of the nature of self, of reality, of trauma and integration, all of that. Something about rootedness, interconnection, reciprocity. And the relationship between rootedness and branching out. There's a subtle kind of responsiveness that I think is modeled by the trees here. Communicating with one another, communicating or communing with the wind as it passes through the leaves. They can somehow be very stable and grounded in place, and yet able to move and respond to the subtle movements of the wind and of the seasons. I guess a big part of it is just the quiet. The depth of quiet. Just listening into that. Finding a contentment in it.